So this is my gravel garden that I've been creating over the last year and a bit. It's coming up, well, a year really, because I started this over Christmas last year, and we're coming that way again. So it's been going quite some time now. We're in August, and I've obviously, if you look back on some of my YouTubes, you'll see me making this one. You'll see it in progress. I just thought I'd give you a quick tour around so you can see exactly what's happened now. So the reason being that we put this here, or that I put it here, was because we wanted a seating area here. I still think that table and chairs is too big. We're talking about moving that out and putting something smaller in there, because it kind of spoils the look. Even though it was meant for seating, I've got 5 areas in the garden. 6. I'm just looking at another 6 areas in the garden where we can sit. So it's not a problem if I took it out. I don't think we'd miss it, although Kathy might do, because she sits there a lot. But it's in this gravel area, and I showed the process of what I went through and how to build this. And it's not hard, it's not easy work, but it's not hard to create something like this. This is what I call my rocky outcrop, and it's just a load of stones I dug up, or rocks that we dug up in a local village as we was putting in a pipe, and all these came out of the ground, and apparently there'd been an old cottage there at one time, and that's what these were from. So I've got a Pinus here, Pinus Mugo, which I'm working on at the moment, and I have been working on it for some time, but it's starting to look good now. I've allowed it to do its candling, which is when it grows, and it grows taller, and I allowed it to carry on because I wanted it to get bigger. Mugos can get up to 12-15 foot, I do believe, some of them, so beware of that. So this is another seating area, and I love this. It always looks good on camera, this one, because it is a nice looking area. So this was put in just before I really got to work on the gravel area, or the gravel garden, and now it's looking cracking. There's what I call the Flintstones arch, which it's not, of course, and some of the flowers have now gone over in this area, but I'll show you the reason that we put this in. Now, I put it in because I created this gate, and it wasn't there originally. There was a Cotoneaster edging ran down there, the fence wasn't there, the gate wasn't there. I've created all this, and it's in a bit of a slope. And then what I wanted to do is bring you down and then walk you down to Grassy Bottom, the 1933 Art Deco bungalow itself, and that's what this does. And it's all about sort of set dressing when you're building a garden. It's all about making it work where you are, and also letting it rest with its environment as well. So it's it's looking quite good, and I'm quite pleased with it. I've put 1 or 2 plants in now since then, and I discussed this when I was building it, that I'll put these on Ophiopogum planiscarpus nigrescens in, which I've done. Now at the moment they're looking all right, but they're taking some time to settle in, but they are finally getting the nice black colour I'd expected them to get. This is a Stachys, and it's a new one to me. It's called well, its full title really is Countess Helen von Steen, and I love it. I think it's better than the other lamb's ears ones that you can get. It has less of a silvery tone, but it has a bit of an elegant look, and the leaves are quite big as well, just to top it off. So it's looking good, and it looks good against that post as well. That's the telegraph pole. When I built the pagoda here, the archway, or pagoda, whatever you want to call it, pergola, it's a pergola, isn't it? It just matches, so it's looking really good. So I've added other things in. We've put the box balls in and the box edging, and over time these box balls are going to be allowed to melt into each other. So they're going to be, this here is going to grow into one big mass, and I will keep the shape of the front of each of them to give them a wacky look, but I'll allow them to go into each other, and even into the back edge there. I'll allow them to do that as well. So over time that'll take some not controlling, but some clipping. I've already clipped the front, but allowed the back to stay as it is. So Hylotelephiums are looking good in here. I've got a miscanthus here. This one's called Samurai, and I like this one. It's a good tall one. It has this lovely colour, but it does really well in this gravel garden. Obviously, it's in the soil here, but what it does do, and it's just another trick, is the gravel picks up on the colour that this one has, and this has this lovely red margins on its leaf, and it always looks good, and it always looks like that from the moment it comes up. So it's not your usual green leafed form. So that is looking really good, and it doesn't matter which area, where I look at it from, it always looks good. Now I've recently come across this poppy, Papaver, I don't know what. I thought it was an Icelandic one, the yellow one, but this is a really deep red one, and I really like it. I don't know whether it's because of where it's planted itself, it stayed small, or whether it's the Shirley rose that's in miniature. I don't know. It could be that, because it's taking on some of the lovely colours that they have. Oh, actually, that looks like a ladybird poppy. Just spotted the inner bit, not quite enough, but it's nice, and I'm going to leave it. It's an happy planting. Leave it where it is, because it works well. If anything, I shall remove the grass around it, allow it to get going properly, because it's been with me the 2 years I've been here. It's definitely sat there. So, yeah, it's exciting. Creating something like this has given me hours of fun. And I did show you how to do it, but I'm now showing you the fruits of my labour. So that's the gravel garden. And I absolutely love it. I don't spend enough time in it, except pulling out weeds and putting in new plants. Anyway, okay, I'll talk to you on the next one. Ta-da.